Threat of stadium closures as the FA looks to tackle escalating fan disorder. The FA has declared its willingness to use the toughest sanctions to stamp out fan disorder, including stadium closures. Chair Debbie Hewitt stated on Tuesday that there is agreement across the game's authorities and clubs on taking extra measures to tackle the issue after it reared its head on multiple occasions at the end of the season. European football's governing body UEFA regularly imposes partial or full stadium closures on clubs whose fans are guilty of disorder, but fines have been the most common sanction in England to date. No disciplinary charges have yet been brought against clubs involved in the end-of-season disturbances, but previously Birmingham were fined £42,500 by the FA when a spectator ran onto the pitch and assaulted Jack Grealish, then of Aston Villa, in a match in March 2019. On the crowd trouble last season, Hewitt said, it's a worrying and ugly trend. The pitch is sacred and players, match officials and coaches have to be able to play in a safe environment. Sponsored. If you look at some of the footage that happens at the end of last season, it was disturbing and anything but safe for those players and indeed for some of those fans that invaded the pitch. It's a huge concern and we are working in the FA to put in place the toughest possible sanctions that we can. I think the thing that pleased me when we started to have the debate, when we first saw this trend appearing, the assumption was, oh, the clubs won't want sanctions, the clubs will reject it, and actually, anything but. I was at a session with all of the Premier League clubs a week or so ago, and every club in that room said, we have to put in place tougher sanctions. There was absolutely no resistance, just complete and utter alignment on what we need to do. We plan, probably the week before the new season starts, to make a statement on that. Asked directly about the possibility of stadium closures, Hewitt replied, I'd like the strongest possible sanctions that we can have, so I think that says enough about what we'll be bringing in. While the FA can sanction clubs for crowd disorder, it is down to the police and clubs to impose penalties on individual fans. A Nottingham Forest supporter was jailed for assaulting Sheffield United forward Billy Sharp after fans invaded the pitch at the end of the Championship playoff semi-final second leg at the City Ground last month. The supporter, Robert Biggs, was also given a 10-year football banning order. Players were also confronted by spectators during matches at Manchester City, Northampton, and Port Vale in the final month of the season, while Crystal Palace manager Patrick Vieira was involved in an altercation with a supporter after Everton fans invaded the pitch during the Toffees' final home match of the season at Goodison Park, where they secured Premier League survival. Maheda Malango, the chief executive of the Professional Footballers Association, said the football authorities could not afford to gamble with player safety. Additional reporting by PA Media.